The scrolls of old whisper of a turning tide, where the once unstoppable forces of the Celestial Sect now tremble before an unseen hand. The battlefield at the peak of the Azure Sky Mountain lies strewn with shattered talismans and smoldering alchemy arrays, remnants of a clash that shook the heavens. Within this chaos, the Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao contemplates the final step of his perilous stratagem, each breath heavy with the weight of secrets none dare uncover. As the winds howl through fractured stone and forgotten relics, destiny teeters, and even the most steadfast hearts cannot discern whether salvation or ruin awaits. Recap. Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, Chapter 1525, Chapter 1526, draws us into this precipice, where every choice may ignite calamity or command eternity. In the bustling tapestry of the celestial realms, beauty often bore a weight of power as much as allure. Some women commanded respect through their regal composure, while others radiated a subtle, distant elegance. Yet there were rare women whose very presence set hearts aflame with reckless desire. Lin Yuqi belonged to this latter breed. Though her charms could not rival the majestic splendor of the Empress, her seductive aura was sharp enough to make any man falter at a glance. Ah, is that little brother Han? Her voice danced like silk over fire, teasing and tempting in equal measure as her eyes sparkled with playful mischief. Ling Han's gaze fell upon her, amused, while the Empress's quiet, imperious gaze swept over the scene, and in that instant, Lin Yuqi's audacity waned. She bowed her head, fidgeting with her sleeve, a mouse caught in the shadow of a cat. The domineering aura of Empress Luan Xing remained an indelible mark in her memory. Ling Han's lips curved in a small, knowing smile. Seems business has been slow these days. Lin Yuqi sighed, exaggerated as ever. Sister, don't ask. Our shop has been deserted. I'm so impoverished, I may as well sell my own body. The words, meant in jest, were laced with a subtle edge of frustration. Had the Empress not been present, she would have unleashed her usual charms upon Ling Han. Now her flirtation was smothered by the Empress's silent dominion, leaving her slightly stifled. Ling Han offered a solution. Then allow me to introduce you to a new enterprise. Lin Yuqi's brow furrowed with suspicion. You mean a brothel? A chuckle escaped Ling Han as he shook his head, producing a gleaming slab of godly metal. Not that. I need your assistance to sell this godly metal, and I wish to purchase more, perhaps levels 11 to 13. His inventory of level 14 godly metal overflowed, a resource to trade and upgrade his formidable divine demon sword. Lin Yuqi's eyes widened, and in an almost impulsive motion, she snatched the metal from his hand. Level 14 godly metal? How did you acquire so much? It's astonishing. Though these slabs, they resemble tiles? A spark of doubt danced in her mind, yet she hesitated to believe such extravagance possible. Ling Han's grin was wry. They were part of the stairs. Indeed, these radiant slabs had once been mere flooring, transformed into treasures by his hand. Lin Yuqi's astonishment deepened, but she dismissed it as a jest. Level 14 godly metal as floor tiles. What audacious waste! Her pharmacy might never see the likes of such wealth, yet she sensed the potential it held to attract crowds. She nodded decisively. Very well, I will help. Her eyes gleamed with mischief as she added, Perhaps you wish for repayment in another form. Ling Han ignored the playful offer, handing her a spatial ring brimming with more high-level godly metal, enough to secure the metals he sought. Lin Yuqi's divine sense could scarcely contain itself. Inside the ring lay a mountain of treasures, each slab surpassing even her wildest expectations. Does he fear theft? Her thought flitted, but Ling Han's aura immediately flowed forth, a manifestation of the eternal river tier. Lin Yuqi froze, realizing his cultivation had soared from sun-moon tier to the eternal river tier in mere years. Who could dare defy such a powerhouse? Thoughts of theft vanished like morning mist. Ling Han merely waved a hand, promising his return in years, before entwining his arm with Empress Luanxing's and departing. Lin Yuqi shook her head, awe mingling with disbelief. Perhaps the next time we meet, he will already be a saint. Time moved like water through the mortal realm. Ling Han and Empress Luanxing soon returned to the presence of the heavenly phoenix divine maiden. Ling Han could not bear to leave his radiant consort alone, yet the Black Tower remained the perfect crucible for cultivation. Ding Ping and Zhu Yao could venture to the academy for resources and intelligence in intervals, leaving Ling Han and his wife undisturbed. 9 years passed with the silence of eternity, until one day, scorching flames erupted from the charred remains of the three Phoenix Kings. As if they sought rebirth from the ashes, Ling Han's senses flared. Though a small starship had already begun its voyage to Wood Figure Planet, he dismissed it, choosing instead to cloak his form and advance toward the lingering cultivators. The remaining guards, far from elite, fell unconscious before he even drew close. Saints could traverse the cosmos in moments, yet the starship would require 3 days. 3 precious days Ling Han now held. He observed the Phoenix King's translucent corpses, noting the heavenly Phoenix Divine Maiden's ethereal form nestled among them. Her body, curled like a sleeping celestial, radiated soft light as her hair floated as if caught in a gentle wind. "Wife, you must hasten," Ling Han murmured, tension coiling in his voice. If discovered by a saint, her link to these treasures, and by extension, to him, would bring calamity upon them all. 2 days passed, the phoenix flames reaching their zenith before fading, only to give way to a new, purer blaze. The heavenly Phoenix Divine Maiden ascended, magnificent wings unfurling, spanning tens of thousands of meters. Their divine patterns glimmered with complexity and majesty, a testament to an elevation not merely in cultivation, but in essence itself. This was an ascension beyond mere mortal comprehension, akin to the rarefied blood of the Star Sand Saint, magnified countless times over. "Wife!" Ling Han called, his voice resonating through the sky. Her eyes opened, shining with joy, and she flew into his embrace, wings folding gracefully, the reunion charged with the intensity of years lost. "Let us go," Ling Han commanded, retrieving the cloud-piercing shuttle. They leapt aboard, soaring into the heavens, taking a winding path to avoid detection, the horizon streaking with the golden path of a saint's travel emanating from Wood Figure Planet, a silent omen of divine authority crossing the cosmos. In the vast expanse of the Star Sand Martial Arts Academy, tension hung like a storm cloud over the grounds. The saint who had been dispatched in haste was none other than the venerable Dipankankara saint. With swift precision, he returned, carrying the guards who had fallen into unconsciousness. Yet, no matter how the guards strained their minds, the identity of the assailant remained shrouded in mystery. The culprit's audacity was unmatched. The same hand that had orchestrated Gu Daoyi's disappearance had dared to set another trap, directly challenging the might of the Star Sand Saint himself. Fury burned in the saint's eyes, but with no leads to follow, his wrath could not be transformed into action. Meanwhile, Ling Han returned unharmed to the academy, his mind turning to the matter at hand. The godly metal Lin Yuki had been entrusted to acquire. He made his way to the Treasure Forest Pavilion, only to be met with a scene that stole his breath. The once quiet pharmacy now thrummed with unbridled activity. The doors opened and closed ceaselessly as a tide of people surged within, their eyes glinting with anticipation. "Brother Qian, are you serious? I came here to forge a treasured saber, not to wander into a pharmacy," one man muttered in bewilderment. The answer came with a teasing smile. "You'll understand once we step inside." Ling Han followed, entering the chaos alongside the curious crowd. Only a handful were there for medicines. The rest were like hawks, waiting for something extraordinary to appear. It was not long before a maid in azure robes emerged, a tray held aloft, covered by a crimson cloth. She lifted the veil with ceremonious grace, revealing a shard of metal that gleamed with an ethereal light. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. "Level 14 godly metal, the ghost-patterned gold," whispered one in awe. "It can be forged into a level 14 weapon, or nurtured into a god tool of equal rank, rivaling elites at the medium extreme of the eternal river tier," murmured another, eyes wide with reverence. The room buzzed with disbelief and excitement. Such treasures were meant to be beyond mortal reach. Yet here they were, displayed in a humble pharmacy. Bids rose like the crashing of waves upon the shore, until a lucky buyer claimed the prize, clenching the godly metal with trembling hands before vanishing into the crowd to protect his newfound fortune. Even after the auction ended, the air remained thick with anticipation, as many lingered, seeking the faintest chance at fortune. Ling Han, undeterred by the throng, approached a worker. "Where's the shopkeeper?" I have urgent matters to discuss. The man's arrogance, amplified by the bustling commerce, bristled like a blade. Who are you to demand an audience with our master? He sneered. Ling Han's presence shifted the air, subtle waves of heaven's might curling around him. The worker's confidence crumbled. Call your shopkeeper, Ling Han commanded, his tone as cold as steel. Trembling, the worker relayed the message and returned shortly, announcing the shopkeeper's refusal. Ling Han's gaze sharpened, fury restrained by discipline. Tell him Ling Han has come. The hesitation in the worker's eyes was telling, yet he had no choice but to comply. Soon, Ling Han was led to the backyard, where a formidable figure awaited. Towering like a mountain, Shi Gangyang radiated a presence at the medium extreme of the eternal river tier. Lin Yuqi, however, was absent. Where is Lin Yuqi? Ling Han's voice cut through the tension. Shi Gangyang dismissed the worker with a wave, his gaze unflinching. I am Shi Gangyang, the new master of this pharmacy. Ling Han's frown deepened. I entrusted Lin Yuqi with a substantial amount of godly metal to sell on my behalf. Shi Gangyang cleared his throat, eyes cold and unyielding. Lin Yuqi has been transferred to headquarters. I know nothing of your arrangement, and I cannot simply take your word for it. Anger surged within Ling Han, tempered by the icy discipline of his cultivation. Daring to seize what is mine, he thought, his inner aura flaring. Are you attempting to steal my property openly? He demanded. Shi Gangyang's expression hardened. Young man, talent is one thing, but trust is another. You accuse the Treasure Forest Pavilion falsely? Such audacity. Though he knew Ling Han had reached the Eternal River tier, Shi Gangyang's confidence remained absolute. Here, within the bounds of the pavilion, countless Eternal River tier elites were loyal to him. A low-extreme cultivator like Ling Han was no threat. Ling Han's fingers tapped lightly, a subtle warning of the tempest within. Two choices. Allow Lin Yuqi to speak, or I will break you into obedience before we discuss this further. Shi Gangyang laughed, a deep, booming sound that rolled across the courtyard. Arrogance beyond measure, young man. You helped Lin Yuqi's branch family in the past, yet what does that matter against the weight of level 14 godly metal? His gaze shifted to the spinning spatial ring he tossed onto the ground. Here, a token of your commission, 100,000 true origin stones. Take it and leave, lest you leave empty-handed. The ring twirled, a quiet testimony to the vast sums contained within, while Shi Gangyang's disdain marked the limits of even Ling Han's influence. Saints alone commanded the pavilion's true respect, and Ling Han, though formidable, was still tethered by the chains of his rank and recognition. The Eternal River tier, powerful though it may be, was but a stepping stone in the shadow of the Four Clans' might. Ling Han could only accept the coin of his labor, the spatial ring spinning silently before him, a reminder of the world's intricate balance between talent, trust, and the unyielding law of cultivation.